Hey, what's up guys? Got a foldable e-bike here for review, full suspension. This is by ENGWE. It's the ENGINE Pro. Has up to 1,000 watts of max power, up to a 30-mile-an-hour top speed. We're gonna go ahead and unbox this thing, assemble it, and review it. Alright, so we got some user manuals, one for the batteries, one for the screen, and one to assemble the bike. So there are some instructions in here on how to assemble it. Next we have the power supply. This is what it looks like. It is 100 to 240 volts and the output is 54.6 volts at 3 amps. And we got some tools, wrenches, Allen wrenches, screwdriver in a pouch. And we got the pedals. We got the right side and the left side. You see the little letter up on top there and there. We get the front fender. So there's one in the back. There's also one in the front. We have the tire on the ground. We're going to put it on the bike. And then we get the front stem. So this is where you would fold it from, very similar to how scooters work. And then this appears to be adjustable in height. Then we have the saddle. So it's super cushiony, as you guys could see. This is the bottom and height adjustable to minimum height. So you can insert it all the way and yep, there it is. So the key is required to ride the bike with the motor, essentially. I mean, you could ride it like a normal bike without the key, but that's a lot harder than with pedal assist. So you put in the key, you turn it, and then while it's in on state, you can't remove the key. Then you can actually turn on the bike from the handlebar. And then when you're done, you flip it off, and then you can remove the key. Now, if you want to remove the battery, you would have to fold the bike, put in the key, push down, turn the other direction, and then remove the key. Then you can remove the battery again in its folded position. And then when you're done, back to off, and this is in its off state. And again, to turn on the bike, leave it in the on state, and you can remove the key. Taking a closer look at the bike, we have some stealth stickers around. Well, I don't know if that's a sticker or embedded, but it looks awesome. I love the fact that it's stealth. It's hard to see, but makes it look so subtle. We have the tail lights, could support up to 25 kilograms according to this, so you could tie stuff down. You could adjust the seat if you want to. We have hydraulic disc brakes. We have the kickstand, fairly powerful. It's zip tied pretty much in a lot of places, and I added a couple zip ties myself just to make sure it doesn't rub against the tires. We have a 1,000 watt peak motor. For the pedals, when you're folding it, you basically just push and fold. And then to bring it back, all you literally do is just pull. And then boom, it's done. And again, some more stickers. And I sprayed a little bit of WD-40 from the other side here without touching the battery. I was super careful not to do that. Obviously, you do not want to do anything with the battery at all or get it dirty in any way, shape, or form. But I sprayed a little bit and wiped it down real quick. But when I first got this, it was squeaking when I would fold and unfold the bike. And I was like, let me try some WD-40. So I basically just sprayed this with this tip, and the squeak went away immediately, which is awesome. So this is where you charge the bike right here. Pop it back in when you're done. So again, suspension for the back, this is where the key goes. You need that to turn on the bike. We have suspension in the front, hydraulic disc brakes, fenders. As far as the install, it doesn't really specify, at least I don't think it does. So I put the fender from the back and I put this light from the front, because when I put the fender over here, it didn't look like it was lined up correctly. So this seemed to be a better fit for me. And then we have the suspension lock or open. As far as the foldables, just pull this up and put it down, and then you could bend it and then bring it back and then pop it in. Same mechanism for here for folding the bike. And this is the little part that sticks out. This is what I was talking about with the battery. So when you spin it out, it kind of comes in and it goes out, as you guys could see. So yeah. And yeah, pedals, derailleur, and the protector for the derailleur. There's a warning that says make sure this isn't bent in. Mine wasn't, so it was fine. And yeah, I mean, it's honestly premium, super premium quality metal here, metal throughout. So for the controls, we have our front hydraulic disc brakes and our rear hydraulic disc brakes. We have our throttle, we have our horn right here. If you hold the power button for 3 seconds or so, it turns on the screen, gives you all the main stuff, and we'll jump into this momentarily. And then we have the shifters right here. So this is to downshift, and right by my index finger is to upshift. Push the light button and turns on the light, gives ample amount of light, and if you hold the brakes, it does make the tail light brighter. Focusing on the screen, we have battery percentage, we have our speedometer currently in kilometers an hour. You could change that, our total distance traveled, and our pedal assist mode. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 being the most helpful, 1 being the least helpful. Now you can actually customize a whole bunch of this stuff, but before that, if I hit the I button, it'll show me the different menus, and I could leave it at that menu if I want, or it'll go back to the original one. Now if you hit plus and minus at the same time for about 2 to 3 seconds, this menu pops up, and then you could clear the data if you want to, or do a factory reset. You could go to setup, and then you could set your units. So if you want to do miles per hour, you select that, you're good to go. You could change your brightness from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or set it on auto. And auto power off, so after 5 minutes it'll power off. You could change that to 3 minutes, or you have options there. And the speed limit, 31 is currently set to the max. I think they advertise this to go up to 30, but it says 31 max, so we'll leave that alone. And then back, if you go to personalization, this is the cruise control, so if you want that on or off, so that indicator pops up right there. And then ACF is the regen. So I like regen, so I'm going to leave that on, but you can turn it off if you want. Auto headlight, this is the one where you could turn it on and off if you want to. I'll just leave that on. And power set. So this is something that I don't think I've seen this before. But the way it works is that currently it's 1 through 5. I can actually change it to go from 0 to 5, 1 through 3, 0 to 3, 1 through 9. So if I set that, and then in addition to that, I can go and change the individual power levels. So P4 is at 52%. I could click OK and change it to 60% if I wanted to. I'm going to leave it back to what it was at 52%, but you can actually customize this like crazy, and then go back, and then system info is just a version number, and back. And now for pedal assist, you'll see it goes up to 9 now. So it's a very customizable bike. So this is a foldable electric bike. However, do keep in mind it is fairly heavy. So I wouldn't exactly call it super portable. It does get much smaller in size, as you guys will see, but it takes some effort since it's heavy. So you start with pedals, push it in, fold it, and then right here, open this up. I love the fact that they put a handle here. It makes it so much easier. Fold it like that, and boom. I mean, I probably should have put the kickstand up as well. So let me do that. I could get it a bit closer. And then you could fold the handlebar like this. And there you go. So much smaller in size, as you guys can see. But I'm about to lift it for you guys. Oh my God. This is heavy. So again, much smaller in size, but it's not a light bike. But this is what it looks like in its folded form. In its folded position, if you want to remove the battery, you insert the key, you push, and then you twist all the way, and then you remove the key, and that's where the battery can slide out. So these are the specs of the battery. Nothing in the back. This is where the key is and stuff, so it explains all the motions. And this lock comes out when you're inserting it in. It goes in and out basically as you're spinning it in. And this is the part right here. You can also pull with this handle. And again, to put it back, we're going to basically just slide it in the same way. And then once it gets in there, we're going to insert the key, twist it. Now to bring back the bike, bring this up, fold this. This handle really helps. Snap it in place, and you're pretty much done. And you could do the pedals and the kickstand, and you're done. So it doesn't take too long to do, but again, it is on the heavier side. I charged up the bike and took it for a spin, and first impressions are that it's a premium bike, just like the L20 I reviewed from ENGWE. So it feels solid, feels like it's one piece. Suspension works well, it's very comfortable, brakes are good. Brakes are amazing, actually. They're not good, they're amazing. But let's start with pedal assist. So right now I'm on pedal assist 1, and I left it on the default of pedal assist 1 through 5. Again, you could customize that if you want, but I just left it on the default of 1 through 5. So on 1, you average around 4 to 5 miles an hour on an incline. It's a little bit faster on the flats. And then we go to pedal assist 2, which you average around 8 to 9 miles an hour on the inclines, and on the flats it's a little bit faster. You get to around 10 to 11 on the flats, depending on pretty much if there's an incline or a decline. Then you go to pedal assist 3, and that really starts pushing you. It becomes super easy to pedal, almost like there's zero resistance, and it's pretty easy to go 12, 13 to 14 miles an hour. And then pedal assist 4 is pretty much the same thing, but even faster. You can get to a faster speed of around 22 to 24 miles an hour, depending on if you're doing an incline or if you're on the flat. And then pedal assist 5 takes you up to that 30 miles an hour. Again, if you're on an incline, it's going to be a little bit slower, but if you're on a flat, it's going to be even faster. And if you're not used to electric bikes, you're pedaling your feet, your legs, but it doesn't really feel like there's much resistance there. It's almost like you're kind of freely spinning your legs in the air. It's such little resistance when you put the pedal assist up that's kind of what it feels like. So if you do want to work out, you can obviously turn off pedal assist or put it at a lower setting, but the higher the setting is, the easier it becomes to use. So let's talk a little bit about the comfort. So thanks to the fat tires and the suspension, whether I'm dropping it off a curb, going on the grass, or going on the dirt, all of it feels very comfortable. Obviously, the sidewalks and the roads are more comfortable, but even on the grass, it was honestly fine. I mean, I didn't do any crazy trails with this thing. It's not really designed for that. But for some basic stuff like this, it handles it without issue, which is what I would expect, thanks to the, again, fat tires and the full suspension. So next we're going to talk about the hill. So the steeper the hill, the harder it is going to be to climb, but electric bikes are much easier than non-electric bikes. So if you ever tried to climb a hill on a regular bike, I used to do a lot of road biking, and it's extremely difficult to climb a hill, a steep hill on a road bike, even though the bike itself is fairly light. But it's very hard to go up a hill on a bike, essentially. But electric bikes make that a lot easier, so it takes a lot less effort to do that. Obviously, the bike can still slow down, and you can even down gear to make it easier. But even on the highest gear, at least in my case, I can still go up the hill as long as the pedal assist is on a high mode. When it comes to declines, it's obviously a lot easier. Its gravity's helping you. It's essentially effortless, and the bike can exceed its maximum speed limit. So the fastest that I saw was 34 miles an hour, and it's really good that this bike has phenomenal brakes. Hydraulic brakes are in general amazing, so do be careful when you are going downhill. It will exceed its maximum speed limit, and as always, make sure you're wearing protective gear. So to summarize, this bike is foldable, which means it can take less space. However, it is on the heavier side, so I'm not going to say this thing is super portable because of its heavy weight, but it is comfortable to ride. It can go very fast if I want to go very fast, and The awesome thing about electric bikes are that I can exercise with it if I wanted to by disabling pedal assist, or I can ride around effortlessly if I decide to enable pedal assist or just use the throttle to go around. But the bike itself has a very premium feel. The suspension, the tires, the screen, everything about it is very nice for something in this price range. But let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below, and as always, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.